Ah, crap. I just checked it, but I guess when I checked it, I turned it back. Son of a bitch. My fault. Pretty much all I said was there's been nothing in play that I would play just yet. Yeah. Thank you, Jenny, for bringing that up. Sorry. As well as Thomas. Thank you. Sorry about that, guys. Like I said, still not 100%, but we're going to get through this. We're going to get through it. If you guys were just listening, yeah, I'm definitely a rookie, Jeff. Thank you. If you were just listening and you didn't see this, today's thing was pretty good. It says, failure is a great teacher. Every mistake has a lesson to offer. It's very true. Translate that to the trading world. Every loss that you take, there's definitely a lesson there. And if you really want to take a look at all the winners as well, there's usually some lessons there as well. Because believe it or not, just because you're green on a trade doesn't mean it wasn't a failed trade, because you might have broke your rules within that trade. So always keep that in mind. So I was just rolling through the stocks. If you were watching, you pretty much saw there was nothing too crazy. I was basically calling COHN crazy because it's a really, really low float, and it only took like 40,000 volume to move 6 points from 4 to 10. So that was crazy. And then pretty much everything up until VIPS here, we haven't really been interested in. So VIPS, we're definitely interested in this one. We're going to move this one over here to chart number 2. And I fixed all my charts finally, so everything should be good here. Got them up with the scanners. Went back down to the standard resolution. YouTube did not like the bigger resolution, so yeah. Definitely keep an eye on VIPS here. Let's take a look at the daily. We're actually at some pretty key levels here, which is nice. Got one there right around 15. Let's see if I can get that right on 15, because, well, close enough. And then one right there at 1550. See if we can scroll out here. Is this all-time high area? No, not quite. There's another line right here around 16. So some pretty good resistance to go through for VIPS. So if this thing wants to kind of pop right out of the gate, we'll definitely be interested. I'm not sure if this is on earnings or not. We'll have to kind of keep an eye out on that one. Let's see what else we got moving down. Everything else is not anything we would be interested in. It's like the VIX, all the VXX, VIXY, VIIX, SPXU, SQQQ, like all the Qs. And then there's like APT, which is obviously still in play from Corona, TRIB, 15 mil float, EDI, AETI, 6 mil float. So we're not interested in any of those. Let's see what the guys from ISW are looking at. Brian says COHN is an avoid if you FOMO that have a plan. Just saying. Tiny float, stupid gap, etc., etc. I agree with him. HTBX dropping a trail. Oh, okay. So that was from yesterday. So yeah, it looks like there's really not too much to look at today. Catch up here a little bit in the ISW chat. See if I missed anything. Yeah, don't really see anything else. So VIPS is just going to remain our main watch here, and we'll just go from there. We'll see what this wants to do, and we'll play the scanners for everything else. Power just went out. Ouchie. How's everybody doing today? What's up, marketing? You guys all having a good day? I definitely feel a million times better, but I can still feel that I'm not 100%. I'm still coughing. Hopefully I don't cough in your guys' ears too much today. And yeah, hopefully we get moving. Yeah, I saw VTIQ, but we can't play VTIQ. Omer, actually, believe it or not, from yesterday, and they took the shares away. So yesterday, we haven't had shares on Omer at all. And then yesterday after hours, they gave us shares. I was like, whoa, we got shares on Omer. So I was actually kind of excited for that if it wanted to try to, you know, pop up and run today. And now I'm looking at it now and they're gone. So kind of funny. I also switched a lot of stuff around, like, minus the scanners. I kept the scanners in the same place, but I moved a bunch of stuff on my screens. So hopefully I don't get too disoriented this morning. Thoughts on IBIO? I was looking at that earlier. Not to trade. It's on SSR. The daily is very choppy. This is one that's moving on coronavirus news, right? If I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I like to stay away from those, to be honest. It is a 72 mil float, so it's not that dangerous. But if you're asking me what direction I think it's going to go, I don't know. It's kind of in chop mode. That thing has a range from like $1.25 all the way up to $3.25, so it really could just go either way, to be honest. There's the bell. Everybody, good luck today. Oh, just cracked my back. That felt good. We did have them yesterday on VTIQ. No, we definitely don't have them today. I'd love to see VIPS shoot up through 15. I guess we could have looked at the bear scan. Bear scan watch list, actually, VTIQ is on there. Well, VTIQ is actually only a 20 mil float anyways. BCRX, nothing there. Popped up, but it looks like it popped right back down. Let's see if this wants to go through 4. Has some resistance up there at 425. Oh, this is that one with the huge gap. Yeah, I remember that. I remember looking at that. Wonder if that was just a split, though. I do not know. Goes VIPS, trying to get up there towards 15. Ideally, we'd like to see the pop through 15. That's what we're looking for here. Here we go. See if we can get the pop through. Not much of a pop, but it's trying. We're going to start this here, VIPS. Kind of a big shot down. We were hoping to get over 1510 there. It didn't seem to want to go. That was a pretty good drop. So if it wants to give us the quick drop down there to 75, we'll take it. It didn't quite get there anyway. It only got to like 83 or something. 80. GNMK. Pretty sure we don't have anything there anyway. No. AGRX. Nothing there either. RCL looking the other way. Ooh. It's a little pricey, but it does look pretty good. Nice move to the downside there. I'm sure David got that one. There we go, getting the continued move up here on VIPS. I'd like to get this closer to 1550 if it wants to try to pop up there. No, not quite. Got shoved right back down there. Starting to look like it wants to be a little bit of a grinder though, so we're going to be careful. It's kind of getting bought right back up. GNMK, I think we just checked that one, right? Oh no, we didn't check it, but we don't have any shares there. So nothing else really doing too much right this second. Got KPTI up. Here we go. See if we can get this move up a little bit further on VIPS. Probably could have took that quick flush there under 15 just for the quick scalp, but I was kind of slow. All right, got the ad there. What did we get there? 25. Average is now at 15.12.5. Let's put the cover for 1R out there just in case it wants to give us the drop. Also have KPTI up here. Spread isn't too bad. RMTI. KPTI is like really spready. That's the only thing that's kind of making us a little weary on this one. It's got like a good 20-cent spread. Have RMTI up here as well. Range on this isn't very good. KPTI never really gave us an entry. VIPS is definitely starting to feel like a little bit of a grinder here. So we'll obviously look for our last ad up over 1550 if it wants to go through. TUP. ZM. I think ZM is $100, $120 stock on the scanner. Look at that thing. I actually don't have any shares there. 48 mil float. RMTI, I was actually somewhat interested, but that thing has a pretty big gap fill on the daily. Here we do. We're coming up to that 50 area on VIPS. Here we go. We're through. I changed that to 10, and I'm going to, because I just want to get one more ad up towards 16. Like, I want to do the 112 still, but I changed that because I wanted that second ad to be closer to 50, but we obviously didn't get that. So I just wanted to get the ad there just to bring our average up a little bit. And if it continues, we can still get that one more ad for 10 more. Just in case it keeps running here. Kind of like this. I didn't want to necessarily miss an ad, but I also didn't want to go full out knowing this thing could still go to 16. Still nothing else really popping out at us here. Of course, we picked the one that seems to have most of the attention, and everyone's kind of being a little bit bullish on it at the moment. Our average is now at 25. BCRX. What's this one doing? Is this the one that we were looking at earlier? Yeah, the one with the big gap fill. All right, so we'll be looking for our final ad here. Up towards 16. And that'll be it for us. That IBIO is still kind of just chopping sideways. Really nothing else going on. BCRX would have worked out. There you go, right back down to 1550. If this wants to form like a little bit of a descending triangle as well, we'll also look to get the last ad right in there. Really not too much else going on, unfortunately. I mean, there was some okay plays that were there. A lot of them we couldn't play. And some other ones, they were just not calling my name. Watching SNAP here. MRVL. I didn't even see MRVL. Yeah, that's an interesting looking one. Kind of up and down. Remember, when we entered this trade, we were basing it off of that $16 area, so that's why we're not even looking to get out of this if it wants to go high of day just yet. It is kind of struggling right here, but it's not really getting back down below 1550 either, which isn't a great sign. Could be trapping some shorts, etc. But we understand that. We also could be in a nice little descending triangle. There's all kinds of different ways to look at this. snap didn't really do anything. There we go. We're back down to 50, below 50. Right back over 50, right back under 50. It's definitely kind of a fight right now. Let's see, we'll move this up to, we'll front run this a little bit. I don't know why it never lets me do that on just regular limit orders. Just in case we randomly want to get a dip down there. Still nothing else really jumping out at me. Sure does look like a nice little descending triangle here, though. Of course, as I say that, squeeze right to high day. And right back down. That might be a good sign for maybe some continuation to the downside. Especially as a new candle clicks over. I'm sure that doesn't look very good on the 1 minute either. Yeah, nice big topping tail there. Do you want some more apple? Come on. I want pickle. I got a little bit of a breakdown there. $32. Our average is sitting at 25. Don't be bringing all that over here. You know Daddy's desk is off limits for that stuff. Kind of a big move down here. I don't necessarily like that. I mean, I like it, obviously, but not a fan because we're most likely going to get some kind of a bounce. All right, we're going to take half off there. It's kind of making me feel like an idiot for not taking the 1-1 full 2 there. But, like I said, I had a plan in motion there, so I'm not going to be too mad about it. Let's see if we can ride this down towards 15. Most likely going to get some sort of a bounce here.
This is fun. I'm going to trick them all. Baba Blue, look at the poor old door. It's all scratched. This needs fixing. You could paint it. If you could think of a really good colour. How about blue? My favourite colour. I'll take this to the star tree first and then get the paint. A yellow doll will be a lovely surprise for everyone. Oh, what's little star doing her? Mine. I saw them first. Mine. What's the matter, Bobo?
See if this gets down to 15 and gives us that little bit of a flush. If not, we're going to probably just manually exit this one. See what it wants to do. I mean, we could clearly feel it stopping there. That's why we took half there. Honestly, with the intention of looking to add back, possibly for the sloppy seconds. Or if it wanted to just continue. Obviously, that's why we kept the other half. Turn that down just a little bit. I got distracted on Codex. No problem. What's up, Knives? Good morning. Michael as well.
You're right, Cloud. This door doesn't look very good, does it? Why don't you paint it then? I was just going to say that, Cloud. A nice pink door will be a lovely surprise for everyone. I'll go get some paint right away.
And just keep in mind, this is on earnings. I did find that out. So I'm not looking for this to just fade the rest of the day. Just looking to get that early morning pullback. Here it comes. See if we can get down there and test 15. We'd be looking for the wash through 15. VWAP's sitting at 1507 right now, which isn't helping, but hopefully I'll go right through that and test 15. Keep getting some pretty big topping tails here as well, which is good. It's the only problem, though. It does fight. It keeps fighting to get down, and then it does kind of squeeze back up. You get them big cover orders coming through. It's just what the price action's telling me. Fights to get down cent by cent, and then it'll just squeeze like 7-8 cents like it's nothing. There we go, right there to VWAP. That was actually kind of proved me wrong there for a second. See if we can get down to 15. Looking for that flush through 15. There we go, testing it. See if we can get the flush through. That's all we want is that flush. Didn't quite get it. Say over 15.10, we're going to take it. We're trying to let this, see if it'll go through. There we go, trying again. Struggling. Here we go, trying again. There it is. It's almost there. Buyers are stepping in. All right. It's probably going to pop through. Of course, it's going to do it right after we kind of got shaken out there. Buyers keep stepping in here. We're just going to take it there. What do we got? We actually got 1502. So not going to fret. It ended up being a pretty good trade. We wanted that pop through 15, but it does not seem like it wants to give it to us. And there, we would have looked like we would have stopped out here right over 1510. So I'm not going to be too mad about it. Didn't quite get over 1510. I do think you'll get the 15 pop. There's just, I don't know, a lot of buyers were stepping in there. I was just kind of reading the tape there. And it just did not feel like it wanted to bust through. So if it does, I'll be all right. I mean, we're only looking for about 9 more cents, so I'm not even going to complain if it gets there. especially with the half size at that point. But as you can see, oh, it actually flashed there for a second. Excuse me. It's still not breaking. I haven't really seen anything else today, guys. I've been looking this whole time on my other 6 charts. Just nothing. There she goes, popping up back, popping back up again there, and there it is, 15.11. So we definitely would have got stopped out. I mean, you kept seeing the buyers; they just kept stepping in right there at 15 over and over again. I just couldn't get through, so that was why I took it. We wanted it to pop through, just never did. I think it did for a split second there. Yeah, 14.995 is as low as it got there. It's not done yet though; keeps getting shoved down. Not gonna lie, I'm pretty impressed with my patience on this one though. So the only thing that went a little awry was the 112 wasn't necessarily in place, but that's because of that daily resistance line we had drawn there at 16, which was actually, if you scroll back, why is it not letting me go back? There we go. So we had that line right here on the daily, right at 16. So we wanted to give it some room to breathe if it did get there. And that was why we only took half of our 2 up top there. We actually went 111 looking for 1 more if it wanted to go. But it decided not to, and we ended up being patient with it and getting what we needed out of it. So I'm not going to complain whatsoever on that one. What's up, Ponzi? How you doing today? Nick, what's up, man? Hey, 59 cents is 59 cents that you didn't have before you started the day. Here we go, trying 15 again. It definitely feels, looking at the chart, feels like it's going to break through. The buyers just keep stepping in here. We're under VWAP. It actually got rejected at VWAP right here. Let's, is it control or is it alt? Or is it right click? Right click, there we go. So let's make these candles a little bit bigger. I actually got the 1497 that time. Pop back up over VWAP and then shove right back down twice. I got up to 1515 again. Or that might have been when the candle clicked over. I mean, this is pretty extended still, even on earnings, but it's definitely come back to home. So I wouldn't be surprised, even if it does shoot through 15 here a little bit, I wouldn't be surprised if this would eventually hold support right here around 15 and then try to continue higher as it is on earnings. Second green day, that's what it's all about. Consistency. Got to get that consistency rolling, and once you get the consistency going, that's when you can start to slowly scale it up a little bit. I think I would have got out even if I waited for that one candle. If I waited through that 15.15 and then it came back down and only popped down 14.97 and got bought right back up, I definitely would have been out anyway. I wouldn't have been still waiting. Too much volatility there back and forth for me to worry about, you know, like an extra 5 cents, risking, you know, like 20 plus cents if it wants to squeeze at that point. Yes, green is good. Green adds up. That's what everyone, you know, I keep getting some questions on YouTube, like, why are you trading with 5 shares? Why are you trading with 8 shares? Why are you trading with 10 shares? Whatever it is, like the question, it's like, what does it matter how many shares I'm trading with? Look at the chart. The chart is what matters. If you're trading the chart correctly, it doesn't, I mean, this could be, like I traded with 10 shares, but these could be 1,000 share lots and the chart should look the same, right? It would just, the money is very relative to the person. I'm trading a smaller account. Somebody with $100,000 account could be trading the same way, but with 1,000 shares per ticket instead of 10, right? So that's just how it is. A lot of people need to understand it's a process. It's not about, you're on YouTube, you're only trading 10 shares. Okay. Well, go watch some of the gurus that are showing you the big numbers, and they're not showing you the full truth behind the scenes. That's all I gotta say. There was somebody that just did a giveaway for hitting a certain subscriber count on YouTube. And if you just do your due diligence at all, I mean, it was the easiest thing to find out. You find out that the giveaway was a fake. It wasn't even like a huge, I mean, I guess it's a huge giveaway for someone of his stature on YouTube because he isn't that far along. But, I mean, guys, they're all trying to sell you something. And if they can sell you by saying, oh, I'm giving away this or giving away that, then, so be it. Kind of mad I missed the first opportunity to be $30 because I hesitated. I need to learn to trust my instinct. You will learn that instinct is a pretty big thing in this game. Like both of my covers. Look at both of my covers. On both of them, I basically bottom ticked before it squeezed back up. Right? So that was me reading the tape and trusting my instinct. So that's all there is to it. Sometimes that's exactly what you have to do. But there's also times where you trust your instinct. Like if I would have made this cover, I can't tell you how many times in the past where I would cover my full amount right here, and then the thing would just flush like all the way down to like 1440, and I wouldn't have anything left over. So you also got to account for that, right? Sometimes your instinct is going to be wrong, and sometimes you want it to work in your favor when you are wrong. So always keep that in mind too. But the more and more you trade, the more and more you start to kind of feel these things out. Like each time I made an entry, the price went down, right? It just happened to grind back up. So every time, I mean, you can see the price ended up going below where I got in, and I just happened to be wrong as far as picking the top. Fortunately, we grabbed the top here. We were looking for that last ad up there towards 16 if it wanted to give it to us. It did not give it to us, and so be it. And look, this 15 is definitely holding support here. So in the beginning, it's about developing strategies and habits, not P&L. Very true. I tell every new trader that has less than a year experience, just from my year and a half of experience, is that first year, try to become consistent and try to break even. That's the two things that you should be worried about. Find your edge, find your strategy, and try to break even with it. Become consistent with it. Learn the ins and outs of that edge, that strategy. And that's how you will eventually scale up. This is definitely going to move back up. I mean, how many times have we seen this, right? The big move down, holds support, starts to curl, and then you get the squeeze. All the shorts start to squeeze out. These are plays that I might end up playing in the future, right? Because you have an obvious risk off point of 15, which somebody said, you're not right. This thing ain't curling. But we shall see. That could have been somebody that was getting out of a big position that failed when they were buying up here, just looking to take less of a loss. Yeah, lately I've been predicting the stock pretty accurately, but still traumatized from when I blew up my other account. Yeah, you got to get past that, man. That's the past. Go listen to some Mark Douglas. Any Mark Douglas out there on YouTube, just go watch it. Go listen to it. Whatever you got to do, just go listen to him. He'll get you out of that funk. What's up, Paul? How you doing, man? What's up, man? Slow day for me today. LOL, no red is a good day. LOL, May 54 yesterday. Hells yeah. That's what it's all about. It does look like we are going to end up squeezing here. I'd say we at least get some kind of a pop-up towards 1520. That looks like the first bounce strategy for long traders. Yep, and that's the other thing too. The longer you're in this game, the longer you start to see both sides, and you have to be able to see both sides. You can't just be biased. When you guys heard me this morning, when I was in this trade, I immediately recognized what was going on. I said, okay, we might be in kind of a bullish grinder, but the only reason that I still felt okay about this was because of how fast it was moving. It was still moving pretty fast. The volume was there, all that good stuff, right? We were still extending ourselves. So the odds are you're going to run out of buyers as long as this thing doesn't parabolic to the moon, and you're going to get some sort of a pullback. Now, can you always guarantee you're going to get this kind of a pullback? No. This pullback could have went to like 1540, 1535 and never even got down below my average and then found that support there instead of at 15, right? It happens. But if it's that bullish on the day, that can happen. It happens a lot. But that's where your strategy and your risk management comes into play. And yeah, I guess that's the other big thing is risk management. You should definitely get risk management under control very early on. And there you go. Here's the squeeze up to over 1520, just like I had said. Like I said, eventually I do plan to look to play both sides because this is a pretty standard play here, right? You get the support, you start to curl after a big pullback, and then you get the push up. Shorts start to, cover their shares. You get some sort of a squeeze. And this isn't a play. I mean, you could look to, take most of your shares and then try to ride up towards high of day if you're looking for the move to continue higher. But you have a very obvious risk point, right? 15 was support. You can obviously give it a little bit of room to breathe if you want. But you also realize, look at all the support that it formed here. And if you're watching the price action from before, you could just tell the buyers kept stepping in at 15. And the more they do that, the more the shorts say, okay, this thing isn't going over 15. They start to cover their shares. People start to buy. Everyone starts to see the curl, and then it just kind of takes off from there. And like I said, I figured we would at least get to 1520 for the little bit of a short squeeze. And then what it does from there, that's kind of up to the market gods, right? We don't really know. But that's why I said you're only really looking for the scalp play there because you're just looking for the short squeeze and then sell your shares into that. But if you want to take most of your position and look to ride this thing up, hey, that's fine too. You never know what these are going to do. But the way this is trading, it's still very much on an uptrend. And you can scroll out a little bit. You can draw a trend line all the way from here. And technically, we never even got below it. So... And then if you want to draw the intraday trend line, so far we're still doing pretty well, right? There's all kinds of, you could look at this as a huge ascending triangle if this wants to hold this trend line and then have high of day, if it wants to kind of work its way up to it, and then you could look for the big push later in the day. There's all kinds of different patterns that you could look at, but I will tell you, this does look like a very bullish stock. That's why you should never be looking to hang around just because you feel like you got the top looking for this thing to fade all day, because the odds are you have to look at both sides and it looks like it's going to be headed back to the upside. So always know how to read both sides. Just missed the DYNT breakout. Scanners are quite quiet for me, so I've just been listening to the scanners. KPTI was really the only other one that I kind of felt bad about. I felt like I kind of missed that one. It never really gave me the entry, though. I was looking for the extension through 28, and the bid was never over 28. The spread on this was quite large pretty much the whole time. DYNT, what do you mean you missed it? You were looking to play the breakout? Gotcha. It often do a lot of wicks and spikes on the support level though, so it's easy to be taken out by stop losses if it's too tight. No, I totally agree with that. That's why I said you want to give it a little room on your stop loss. Because a lot of times people will literally stop hunt. The big players will push this down because they want to get long. So they'll actually push this down. They'll sell. They'll short until it gets down there. They'll push it down themselves. And then once it gets down below there, they'll flip their position into all the stop losses, right? They'll eat up all that liquidity. So they profit on the way down. They eat up all the stop loss liquidity and then ride it back up, right? That's how a lot of these big players and hedge funds and stuff, that's how they get into their positions. You'd be surprised how often it happens. Breakouts are, they're profitable. You just got to be careful with them. That's all. It's very hard to risk off of most breakouts. That's the problem. You can get burnt very quickly, especially if it's a fake out. Excuse me. If you guys are chilling here, oh, let me check out NR real quick. Do I have shares there? Let's see. NR 87 mil. So if we can get the pop through, I need to reset this. That happened really fast. Let's see if we can get the pop through 4 here. There's some good resistance right over 4 too. Dang, kind of missed that. Oh, there we go. Is this thing not spready? No. It's not zooming back out for some reason. I guess I could just do this. The volume is kind of crap too. Well, it's not that it's crap, but look at this. Look at the volume that came in and then it just stopped. I don't watch level 2. I mean, I watch level 2, but not really. I'm more so just watching the chart. I'm going to stay out of NR here. We wanted that pop through 4. Plus, it was kind of weird how the volume came out of nowhere like that, and now it just kind of stalled. It's kind of, this is weird. This is trading funny. See if it wants to give us the pop through 4. Then we might be interested. Yeah, we're just going to leave this thing alone. I don't really know what's going on with this. Very strange. Just to go back to VIPS, I had it up on my other chart. Look at this thing. It's headed back up there. Held that trend line coming up, the intraday trend line. It's forming a pretty big ascending triangle here. I would definitely look for this thing to move up towards that 1618 resistance if it can complete this ascending triangle. Actually wanted to do some math real quick. Let's see. All right, what was our average? 1525. High of day 1569. 44 cents. So we definitely didn't get that. 1481? Doesn't seem right. Let me make sure that was our, yeah, I'm pretty sure that was our average. 1525. That's pretty funny. Actually, all of our it's almost like an example. Our first entry was 15, second entry was 1525, third entry was 1550. So, and it was 111. So yeah, it was 1525. It's kind of funny. But it did, okay, so we hit the 1R before that, okay, and then it ran up to 1569. So technically that's why it was more. That makes sense. 30 times 1. My son cracks me up sometimes. He is so good at everything that my oldest is not. Like he can like, and he rolls his tongue too. Man. So yeah, usually I'm pretty good at it. I can't. Probably because my throat's all messed up. But he can do those things, and my oldest, he just can't. But my oldest, I don't know. He's getting a lot better with his speech, but it's definitely taken him a while. By the way, guys, I was going to say this earlier right before whatever the stock that was a Z or NR popped up. But if you are just chilling here, don't forget to hit that like button. I appreciate it. Hopefully it'll push it out to some other guys and gals and let them know that we're live here every single morning, except for yesterday. Because if you watched my video yesterday, I was just in the dumps. I was like barely functionable. I should not have been trading at all, to be completely honest. But we tried it. We ended up with a green trade, so ended up working out. But once I was done, I like just threw that video together and I was just out of here. I was like, no. Also, hey, yeah, if it works for you, man. Level 2, Paul, the more and more you watch level 2, the more and more you'll see that it's a game of liar's poker. I always like to call it that. You'll see people flashing big orders, et cetera, and they're not real orders. So just always keep that in mind. That'll be my one little tidbit on level 2. It's definitely a game that the big guys like to play. If it's a bullish looking stock and it's moving like a bullish stock, you'll see big bids flash underneath the bid. You'll see like big 50,000 orders like flash, like that one right there. It popped up. Because somebody was flashing that thing and then it got to their price and they canceled it, right? Or, whatever they wanted to do. But they put them there so that people will see it and they're like, oh crap, this thing's going up. And as you can see, that was far from the truth. That was like a 30,000 share flash there and there was no fill on it. It just, it got taken away and it went right through it. It was just a perfect example actually of what I was talking about. Yeah, they try to scare they basically try to scare the stock into one direction. Kind of looking like that's going to be it. I mean, we're going to sit around and see if we can get anything else to pop up on the scanners, but there's really nothing else moving. Exactly, Paul, exactly. Let the price action tell you the truth. 100% true. For anybody that is sticking around, by the way, I'm going to release a video on Saturday, and it's about CMEG, and it's about withdrawing from CMEG. And all I have to say is if you're with CMEG and you've always been curious about withdrawing from CMEG, hopefully the video on Saturday will help you rest your worries a little bit. I can't believe he's playing with like nothing on in the background. It's kind of interesting. Just waiting for him to kind of flip out. Definitely took a little getting used to where I placed everything as well this morning, but actually pretty happy with where everything is. Also, this Sunday, I will be releasing General Tips number, I think it's 8. And here, let me pull up what it's about. It's about striving to continuously learn and improve your performance. which is what we're doing right now. Also, another thing I wanted to tell all of you guys that are kind of chilling here. I always like to give little tidbits on live streams that I don't necessarily give in my videos, just for, you know, a little bit of a bonus for you guys kind of hanging out with me here in the mornings. What did Paul say here real quick? How about them switching platforms? Told them on Friday is now Thursday, no platform change. Well, you might not want to do that, Paul. Just FYI, since it just started March, because if you change platforms now, you're not going to have access to Sterling for the rest of the month, but you're still going to pay for it. Just FYI. So, and then you're also going to pay for DOS for the full month. So you might want to get on the phone with them and just kind of suck it up for the rest of this month using Sterling, even though you don't like it, because you're going to end up paying twice for it, unless you don't care. Yeah, they would end up charging you for using both because they don't prorate those things. Yeah, I would definitely give them a call and let them know. So anyways, the bonus is you guys have seen me trading smaller size, right? When I click on this 25 cents, it gives me 30 shares, 50. And what I'm doing is I'm basing this off the move that it's made. And I can also do it in reverse. If I think it has a point move left, like I did today, I was risking 15, thinking it could go to 16. Right when we got in at 15, I was saying it could go to 16, so I hit the dollar, even though the move it had already made was only about 50 cents. So that's why I used the share size that I did in this trade, because I was basing it off the move I wanted it to make. So how do I get this share size? Well, I take my calculator and I say, okay, we'll just do 1 point because it's nice and easy. If I want my share size to be 25, or my risk per trade to be $25, I would then divide that by the move. So it would be 1 point, which leaves us with 25 shares. So then I would divide that by 2, and then I would divide that by 2, because that gives me the 112. Now, the reason it's at 10 is because I obviously can't take 6.25 shares, and I obviously didn't want to go smaller than that if that was the case, so I rounded up to 10, right? It just made it easier. And sometimes you'll see, like, if I hit 50, because that's at 15, and if I hit it at 1, it's 10. Sometimes I'll like go in between that if I really want to, because when you're using this small a share size, it doesn't really matter, because it's going to pretty much give you what they want to give you. You're not really ever going to be sent direct to market, because I think you need at least 100 shares for that really to take place. Just from my experience, that kind of seems to be what it is. But anyways, what I was getting at, and the bonus is, each week I'm actually going to be taking my risk up $5. So it'll be very gradual, but everyone is like, oh, when are you going to scale up? When are you going to do that? Well, I decided, now that we've been doing this for 2 weeks now, and I feel very comfortable right back into my 112 roots that I had before when we were winning. And now with the new risk management and, you know, just overall knowledge of the market, etc., I now feel that I can control all of my trades and make sure that I don't have any stupid, outrageous losses. Because if you look at my overall P&L back when I was trading the 112 before, you will see I was steady inclines, and I was doing very well. And it was just those 2 trades, MTSI and LYV, that really kind of took me for a loop. And that was because I didn't have my risk management hammered down. I thought I did on LYV, but I obviously still didn't. Got caught up in that deer in headlights type situation, and I got burned. So now we feel like we have a system for risk management, which is the most key thing that you could ever come up with when you first start out with a new strategy after you find your edge. So that's what I'm going to start doing to gradually get back to the size that I want to be at. I'm going to just start increasing my risk per trade every single week. So every single week it'll go up $5. So right now it's at 25. Next week it'll be 30, then 35, then 40, then 45, 50, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So eventually we're going to work our way back up. What we were trying to risk when we were doing it before was $100, but we didn't understand how to only risk $100, and now we do. So eventually we're going to get back to that point where we're only risking $100, and these smaller wins that look like smaller wins that are only like $5 today, $5.10, that could be $50.10. or $51, I guess is what it would actually be. So that's what we're looking for, right? That's what we're looking for. And hopefully we get there. I don't see why we wouldn't get there because, to be completely honest, right now, $75 would be 1% of our account. So any given day, if we're losing $75, it's only 1% of our account, which is what you should be shooting for anyway. And that's that. And as you can see, VIPS, this thing is starting to get towards high of day, just like we predicted. Wouldn't be surprised if you see a little bit of a pullback. It might use this area right here, support, like 41-ish. And then it'll probably look to continue. I doubt it's going to go straight to high of day. If it does, it's probably going to be a little bit of a fake out breakout. Really needs to kind of build its momentum before popping through there. But yeah, that's my little bonus for you guys. So for that, hit the like button. Do it. Do it. I just hate seeing only 4 likes and knowing that there was like 20 of you in here. Come on. Give me some love. Give me some of that love. I don't ever ask for likes. But that's probably why I never get them, right? You got to ask, I guess. And if you're not subscribed, do that too. I think I fixed it too. I've been getting some subscribers lately via the streams, and they haven't been like popping up as an alert, but I think I fixed that. So if you're not subscribed and your profile is public, hit the button. Yeah, for some reason mine's always behind 1, Paul. I don't know why. I need to just start assuming. Because like mine says 6 right now, but I think that was before, so it's probably 7. But yeah, if your profile is public and you're not subscribed, if you hit subscribe, it should pop up and say, hey, you subscribed. VXRT, it's making a decent little move here. Range isn't that great. Also don't have any shares available, so we will stay away from that. Yeah, that's what I figured. What's the SPY doing? SPY is still kind of chopping around. It never went below yesterday's lows, which is a good thing. Kind of used it as support. Now it's starting to work its way back up. I just saw the TVIX pop up on the scanner there for a little bit, so I was curious. See what we got going on in the Discord here. If you guys are interested in joining up in the Discord as well, I'll put that in the chat. Pretty cool place to hang out after the stream is over. I think we're going to start changing this to 10:30 for the stream because I feel like nothing really happens from 10:30 to 11. And at least for today anyway, because I'm still not feeling that great. I'm ready to try to eat something and kind of chill out for a little bit. Gave you guys all my energy. David killing it as usual. Hit 1R on 2 of his trades so far. He's got 2 open still. Nice there. Nice, nice, nice. Excuse me. Yeah, let's you know what? While you guys are here, see if my full screen works. Wait, what is that? I guess that's chart number 1. Hold on, let me pull up my full screen. Ah, sweet. Okay, that works. Yes. Pull this down here. Oh, that is not what I meant for it to do. There we go. See if we can leave VIPS up there, kinda, sorta. You need help? There you go. Is that an excavator? Excavator. All right, export. Trades. It's today the 5th, March 5. .csv. Come up here to add trade. Go to trades, March 5th. Open, import. So since we started this back up, guys, we've only had 1 loss out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 trades. So not too shabby. Go down here. We actually had 3 entries. It was the 112, but not really, kinda, sorta. But we're gonna put it in there because it basically was. We were attempting to make it that way. Didn't quite work out that way, but get the chart in there. Probably update that a little bit later. But what I'm getting at, let's you guys know that I love looking at profit factor. So let's add this up real quick. 510 plus 380 plus 352 plus 990 plus, did I hit plus? Yeah, 188 plus 290 plus 450 plus 240 plus 270 plus 4 plus 225 plus 47. All right, so 47.65. Divide that by the one loss of 885, and our profit factor right now is 5.38. That's pretty awesome. And again, it has nothing to do with your size or anything like that. That is literally just gross return divided by gross loss, right? That's how you figure out your profit factor. Anything over 1 means you're profitable. So the higher or the further away you get from 1, that's when you start to do some good things. So if we go over, now keep in mind I could have just went over here and looked at this, but right now the way that they have it working is it's actually rounding it. So it wouldn't necessarily work. So that's why I added it up all separately. But as you can see, here is our, it should be, yeah, okay. So it actually didn't start us at 0 there, but P&L's doing well, right? There's many different ways to look at it minus the actual, like if I didn't show you the actual numbers and you guys saw this, you'd be like, okay, you're doing pretty good, right? If some guy that was trading 100x the size that I am showed you this and you just didn't see the numbers, you'd never know the difference, right? But I'm obviously fully transparent here on the channel, so that doesn't matter to me. I'm showing you my journey, and you can accept me for who I am. That's what it all comes down to. And we're eventually going to scale up, right? We're going to start scaling up each week now. So hopefully these numbers become a little bit bigger. But as you can see, the strategy is working, right? Our edge is working. So it could be because we're in a bear market right now, but the last few days, it's actually been kind of a choppy market. So this is something that's been proven to work in most markets. And when it does slow down, you can always look to just scale your size down until it comes back to life. So always just keep that stuff in mind. But yeah, it's quite a beauty. Why DOS over Sterling? Rashawn, well, it's because I just like it better. It's much more easy. It's very user-friendly. The executions are much faster to me. Sterling just kind of has that laggy feel to it. So, and I don't know. I just like the way DOS is. It's a little bit more customizable. Those are like the main reasons. But mainly the execution speed. I've never had an issue with any kind of execution speed. I used Sterling for a month, and I don't know. It just felt slow. Everything just felt slow. Yeah, as Paul just said, kind of glitchy. I'm on TOS for now, but want to go to another platform, but I don't know if I should do DOS or Sterling. Well, I recommend DOS for all those reasons I just said. And it's actually even cheaper than Sterling right now. So to me, it's kind of a no-brainer, but that is me. I've used both, and I just prefer DOS. I always say that you should always try it because you never know what you're going to like better, right? Every trader is going to have a different strategy, a different edge. You might have different taste in your broker, different taste in the platform that you use. That's all I can do is recommend that you use it. Use both of them and then go from there. But I will tell you that I personally prefer DOS, and for the reasons that I stated. I've looked into the DOS and that platform seems so good. It is. I will never not use DOS. I don't really see a reason to ever not use it. At least that's how I feel about it. Sorry, having a little fun there in the Discord. So I'm getting ready to wrap it up, guys. If you haven't hit that like button, hit it now. I appreciate the support. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to ask them. I'll give you guys about another 6 minutes here. I'll get off at 10:40, unless the conversation kind of rolls off. But I'm ready to eat something, take some medicine, kind of chill out with the kiddo. I'm actually going to go refill my water while I wait and see if you guys have anything to add. I'm on a boat, and it's going fast, and I love that song. Daddy's almost done, and then we'll play, okay? Or attempt to play. Ugh. No questions? No questions, no comments, no concerns, any of that good stuff. I still got my keys in my pocket. What's DYNT doing here? Popping up on the scanner there as a low float. It's up on the tracker. You guys can't see that, but... Apple. Just trying to knock my drink over. Uh-oh. Did this turn off? Say off. Uh-oh. Did it die? Oh, no. Say uh-oh. Uh-oh. Say here, you have to use your brother's. I'll charge yours. There you go. Do you have a max loss value for the day? I do. It's $75. Until I get to where I'm scaling up, right now it's $75, which is 1% of my account. What popped higher than yesterday's high? Oh man, I didn't think you'd be on today. Hey, Mr. Gifford. Yeah, I debated it this morning, but when I woke up, I actually felt pretty good. I actually slept like crap. I went up around 10 o'clock after I kind of did everything for the stream, getting everything fixed so that it would fit on the screen again properly. Oh, DYNT. Yeah, I see the high yesterday. But I couldn't fall asleep. I didn't fall asleep until probably like 2. At least that was the last time I looked at my phone, because I just kept coughing. I couldn't stop coughing. And my wife, I told her I was sorry this morning, but she said she never woke up. So she kept moving every time I coughed. But hey, I'm I'm just glad that I didn't wake her up a bunch of times because they were like those coughs that you can't stop, and they're like kind of loud, and you try to hold it in, but you can't. Yeah, so it kind of sucked. But I didn't really get much sleep, but I woke up this morning feeling a lot better, so. No mo corona for yo. It's funny because in the Discord, I was making fun of that. My corona. Did you guys see that Weird Al? He finally came out on Twitter and was like, guys, I'm not doing a My Corona song. Everyone kept asking him to do one, which I can understand why he's not. You guys remember exactly what I said on VIPS? Let's take a look at it. Remember I said when it busted through here, look for it to come down and use that previous resistance as support, and then look for it to go higher? Well, that's exactly what it did. It's almost like I've seen it do this a bunch of times before. Now we can finally complete that descending triangle. Or ascending triangle, sorry. I'm so used to saying descending. It's interesting, though, because now we have kind of built up to this, right? If this would have went high of day on this move right here, or even this move right here, I don't think it would have withstood a push higher because it would have been too big of a move, right? You would have ran out of buyers to push it even higher. You could have relied on a little bit of a short squeeze, but the odds are you're not going to get that push you wanted. But now that you're building up to it, right? Just slowly building up to it. Now you're going to have that big burst of volume when you finally get there, plus the short squeeze. Or I shouldn't say squeeze because you don't know if it's going to squeeze, but you're going to get the shorts covering. A lot of people have their stops right there. A lot of people are jumping in right there for the break, and you're going to see this thing go up towards 16. If it gets there, obviously. This could still fail, right? I mean, nothing's a guarantee. Nothing in the market is a guarantee, but that's kind of what it's looking like. And the overall, the overall trend, just from the pre-market this morning, I mean, we're still well above it. So kind of interested. We'll stick around and see if this wants to kind of finish, because you can see the volume coming in here. That's another thing. Me and Devin actually kind of came up with this a while ago, but you can actually draw trend lines on your volume charts. Why is it drawing that? Apparently it's going to prove me wrong here. I've done this before, so I know it's possible. For some reason I don't know why it's not letting me. But maybe that was on Thinkorswim. Maybe it wasn't on DOS, which would be a shame. But what I'm getting at is you're looking for something, if you're looking for something to break out, like if you're a breakout type trader, you can literally draw a trend line just as you would on a chart. And see how if you drew a trend line right here, you know what, let me do this. I need to just pay that. What the heck is that? It's probably from something else I was saying. But if you draw this line, you'll see it's like almost a perfect line. And then you get that volume. That's an indication that something is happening, right? You start getting all that volume. Either buyers or sellers are jumping in to go one way or the other. And if you're getting close to a key area, you can kind of start to predict which way that volume is trying to go, right? So pretty cool thing that a lot of people don't think of. Just an extra cool thing to look at is volume, because a lot of times you get a lot of volume and then it starts to die off. But then when you start to get more volume, it's usually a good indication that something's trying to go down. So just something else to look at if you guys are interested in all those different indicators. But it's something me and Devin kind of found once upon a time, and it does seem to check out for the most part. I see 8 likes, so I'm assuming we're at 9. There's 18 of you here. Let's all hit the like button at once. I only want one more just to get the 10, just because. But if you all hit it at once, maybe it'll go to 18. It's my way of you saying thank you for being live and entertaining you for a little bit. I draw mental resistance lines on the volume chart. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of true. I will say, if you ever get, like, let's pull up VXRT here. It's actually a perfect example. And believe it or not, I actually learned this from Mir Barak, and it's pretty good, though. When you have volume like this, and it's not like that much, but it's decent volume, and then out of nowhere, apple, that's an actual apple. Is it yummy? Yummy apple? When you get a bunch of volume out of nowhere that is more volume than you've had all day, the odds are that's the sign of a reversal. So got more volume here, and then bam, ton of volume, more than you've had all day, and look at that. That was a reversal. Because that's just, it's basically saying, okay, this is all the buyers, and that's all we got. That's basically what it's saying. And so the odds are you're going to get a pullback right after that candle. But it doesn't mean it's not going to continue higher in this case, or any case for that matter. It just means that the odds are you're going to get some kind of a pullback. So the bigger the volume candle, sometimes the better if you're looking for a reversal. And that's kind of plays into when you're looking to play the intense moves like I do as well, because that's just how they work. It's when volume, and this is why I was calling this a little bit of a grinder earlier, to be completely honest, because if you scroll in and look at the volume here, we were going higher and higher as the volume was getting lower and lower, which is it's not a good sign. It usually means that the sellers aren't stepping in to really push this thing back down. But there was somebody sitting here around 1570 that was just kind of soaking up some shares, and it just kind of slowly, it kept trying, and it kept failing. And then I guess all the people that were waiting for this thing to get up there towards 16 just decided to bail out, and that's what gave us the pullback. So kind of worked out in our favor. And like I said, if you guys listen to Mark Douglas, it only takes one guy. It only takes one person in this entire world, one person, to change the outcome of any given stock at any given time. There could be one multi-billionaire that says, I'm going to just put all my shares at 1569, and it is not going above that price, right? I'm just going to short this until people stop buying, and I'm just going to drive this thing down. It only takes one person to do that. That's it. But what if that same person said, I'm going to step in on the bid, and I'm just going to buy every share until 1575, and then I'm going to make sure this thing goes up to 16. One person. That's all it takes. When you enter a trade, you have absolutely zero idea of where that thing's going to end up or what it's going to do. You don't know. You do not know whether it's a less than a mil float or whether it's a 1 billion float. You do not know. You just don't. It's that simple. Everything after you enter that trade is completely random. You have an idea of what that trade's going to do based off of previous patterns that you've seen, previous experience of seeing something similar. You have an idea. You have an edge, is what we like to call it. You have a pattern. Whatever it is that you're trading, there's a reason that you entered the trade. But once you entered that trade, you have absolutely no clue what's going to happen next. You do not know. The quicker that you can realize that, the quicker you'll move forward with your trading. And that is something that I'm still processing that. I've watched the Mark Douglas workshop that I have saved. I think I have it saved in the educational thing on my channel. Like if you go to the playlist, I think it's under educational. I've watched it 3 times now, and they're long, but that shouldn't matter. If you want to invest and you want to become good at this, you should be taking the time to listen to this type of stuff, because it's so true. Once you listen to it once, you're going to want to listen to it again, and then again, and then again. And I want to listen to it again and probably again, because it starts to hammer home that you have no effect on the overall market unless you are that multi-billionaire who can just literally stop a stock in its tracks. You are a nobody, especially if you're trading like 5,000 shares or less a ticket. you're really nobody. You might move the price temporarily, but in the grand scheme of things, you're a nobody. I mean, look at you're getting close to 1 million shares every 2 minutes. You really think your 5,000 shares affected the overall movement of the stock? No, it's not. And so the quicker that you can realize that, the better off you are. So that's all I have to say about that. I have a much better Forrest Gump voice, but I'm just going to leave it at that. What you doing, mister? How'd you get that up? How'd you get this undone? Come here. What are you trying to... You trying to get the puppies? Come here, let me fix this. Got it. Did you pull it off? Oh, look at you. No? Oh, yeah, maybe you did. Here. There you go. I was really hoping that VIPS would kind of do its thing here before I was giving it to 10:45, but might have to give it to 11. Hey. No. That's so loud for them. What was that just... Oh, Paul. That's all I have to say about that. That was better. You're in a weird spot. I can't really let you fall. You want to play catch? Put it in. Oh, you were supposed to grab it, silly. I was like, where'd you go? Put your hand in. No? Okay, here, you do it. It's the wrong hand. I'm just kind of waiting for VIPS to pick a direction here, and then I'm going to get out of here. I just want to see if it completes this ascending triangle, see if some volume comes in. Boop. A boop. Did you throw it? Throw it with the wrong hand again. Boop. Good catch. A boop. A boop. A boop. Boop. I like your boop. Bo. Ball. Ball. Ball, not apple. Just ball. It's kind of like apple, but just boop. Ball go boop. Daddy move that temporarily. Trying not to get demonetized. Ball right there. Ha ha ha. There's the ball. 11 is my cutoff anymore. Oh yeah. Mine's technically 12. I'll keep my headphones on until 12, but I'm usually just playing with the kid. So I'll just listen for the scanner from 11 to 12, because that's usually when I get off here is at 11. So I'll listen for the scanners for the rest of the day. Which, you know what? I'm gonna just turn the mic off. If you guys want to stick around, I'll leave the scanners up. If you guys are interested, I'll put the full screen. My Discord is actually on that screen as well right now, so you guys will kind of see what we talk about there if you really are interested. Oh no, it's starting to fail. Actually did fail and got bought back up. Excuse me. Boop. Ball. Ball. My mother actually brought me some king crab legs and filet yesterday. I was so happy. And I could actually taste it. That's not the kind of sickness where I can't taste anything. I was so amazingly happy. Excuse me. God, I keep doing that. Just out of it's such a bad habit to do that. But I don't realize that the mic's right in front of my face. Ball. Last attempt here, Mr. VIPS. Apple. Welcomes to Ryan's Toys Review. Don't demonetize me, please. You know what? I actually meant to check to see if I've been demonetized on any of those recently. Any of these live streams. Let's see. Videos. Live. Nope. Not as of right now. What? Oh, that one's on. Yep. Nothing yet. I guess it's probably like such a light. Like it's not that. Like you can't hear it that much. I think that's why. Oh yeah, I'm also going to be making a setup video of my new setup. That's another one. That's probably going to be next weekend though. Probably do that at some point next week. Like during the week to have it ready for Saturday. Well, Ponzi, I've been demonetized before because I was playing a popular kids show in the background, and I guess when it's processing on YouTube servers, if it picks up anything from that, it will demonetize you. Right, just for that video, not like your whole channel. And it won't even it's just a warning, but basically what it's saying is if you earn any profits off that video, it'll get sent to that person who claimed it. Yeah, it's kind of silly. And something I learned, if you use like a free trial at one of the places like Sound Pandemic, I think it is. Let me see. I don't even remember what it was. Oh, Epidemic Sound. They have royalty-free music, and they have like a trial that you can use for a month. So if you use anything for that month, well, when that month is over, and if you don't continue purchasing their services, they will go back into each of your videos, and they'll copyright claim it because you're not paying for their services anymore. So I thought that was pretty not cool. I don't remember what it was, to be honest, Paul. I think it was a Disney show. I think it was like one of those. Like the one that rhymes with raw control. Raw control. That just sounds wrong. Well, as you can see, VIPS is actually failing that huge ascending triangle that it formed. So who knows what it's going to do from here. But you had a nice pattern there forming, and now it's not working. So that's all I have. I'm going to go ahead and pop it over to the scanner screen. If you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to jump in the Discord, ask them there. And yeah, that's where I'll be hanging out. I'm going to go grab something to eat. And until then, peace.